You can tell the hounds are out for Halloween. They're attacking the mailman, I think. Maybe they got him. But anyway, welcome back to another Halloween black and white edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse. And hey, would you spend the night in a haunted house or a haunted castle for $10,000? It's still a nice pretty penny today, no matter how you slice it. But our films for today, going back to 1964, Castle of Blood, directed by Antonio Margheriti as Anthony Dawson. Oh, Boots isn't here too. Did you kill the mailman? Good. But anyway, a journalist is supposed to meet with Edgar Allan Poe at a bar, interview him, but then this guy who owns this castle shows up and offers him a nice monetary stipend if he manages to spend the night in the castle and survive. Well, of course the guy takes him up on it and goes into the castle, and basically what happens in the castle on All Hallows Eve is that everyone who was murdered there recreates their own murder. And of course he falls in love with a ghost who is Barbara Steele, and there's all kinds of mayhem that he gets to see going on here and there. And the other name that was in there, let's see, Arturo Dominici, who was also with Barbara Steele in Black Sunday and was also in Fistful of Dollars, the spaghetti western. So, of course, it ends up that the journalist is dead by morning, and Margheriti actually remade this film in color this time as Web of the Spider in 1971. Starring Anthony Franciosa as the journalist, and none other than Klaus Kinski as Edgar Allan Poe. And it's the same deal, spend the night there, watch the ghosts reenact the murders and things like that, and wind up dead in the morning. I know Castle of Blood is out on a Barbara Steele triple feature from Severin, and also the uncut, quote, international cut is out by Synapse on something, but basically all that's put back in is some brief nudity with French language and English subtitles, so that's how that one plays out. But Web of the Spider and Castle of Blood, well worth checking out, well worth seeing, some early 1964 Italian Gothic horror. So we can segue into the other film, 1959's House on Haunted Hill, directed by none other than William Castle. And this was another gimmick film of Castle's. Basically, it's Vincent Price as Frederick Loren inviting 7 people that he doesn't know to spend the night in the House on Haunted Hill, where 7 gruesome murders have taken place. And, of course, opening the thing is Elijah Cook Jr. as Watson Pritchard, who owns the house and spent a night in there and was almost dead when he woke up the next morning. Of course, Pritchard's drunk. Some other people are in there, a psychiatrist, receptionist Nora, who works for Price's company, some socialite columnist, an airline pilot played by Richard Long. So that's 7 altogether. Well, back when I saw this film, it was originally on $1 Million Movie on WOR Channel 9 back in the day, and the same movie played every night at 8 o'clock and twice on Saturdays. So, being that anybody watching this my age knows that film scared the mortal shit out of you when you were a kid, because the one scene when they went downstairs into the wine cellar and they had the vat of acid and shit, and then they're looking in these rooms and Nora turns around and that witch is right in her face. Well, tell me you didn't shit yourself when you saw that as she goes drifting by. And the other one with the severed head in the briefcase. A lot of shit going on. Basically, it's sort of like a war between the Vincent Price character and the Carol Omar character, his wife, because she's tried to kill him a couple times, and now she's in league with the psychiatrist who's basically, wants to set Nora up having a hysterical breakdown and accidentally shoot Mr. Loren, and that way it, frees up the inheritance for the wife. Well, it don't go that way because Mrs. Loren winds up in the acid bath, and that's the end of it, and it ends up again with Elijah Cook Jr. staring into the camera. saying, "First they'll come for me, then they'll come for you." Really scary film, really well put together. I think this was, I think Price collaborated twice with William Castle on this and The Tingler. For this gimmick, though, Castle came up with something called a Merjo, which was basically had an inflatable skeleton on pulleys being floated across the theater ceiling. Well, it only worked good to a certain extent because back then kids had something called slingshots and they were taking down the inflatable skeleton, so that gimmick didn't fucking last. So that's our little ditty for today. Spend the night in a haunted house and earn $10,000 if you survive. And I guess some people collected off Frederick Lauren because they did survive the night. So that's our show for today. Until next time, stay safe, enjoy Halloween, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Oh, and a special shout out to my friend Tavis, who came up from Pittsburgh to pick up some cultured reading material from me, and I hope he enjoys those books. So, Travis, thanks for stopping up. Appreciate it. So we'll catch you on the flip side.